First of all, welcome and very good morning to each and everyone who have joined. And a lot of people are still joining in. And it's a pleasure to have you all over here, midst of like a lot of your like tight schedule and all. So what we'll be doing is that today we'll be discussing about like Cyberbit, a solution that has been very vividly and like used nowadays and has been discussed in the market. And what we will do is that I will just share on with the certain agendas and all, and I'll share on to the Cyberbit team who will be handling the session. This will be our agenda for today. We'll be driving the session accordingly, and we will be surely having a live fire ransomware guided by the technical team from the pre-sales of Cyberbit. And they will walk through all the platforms of Cyberbit and which can help us understand how it works. So, yeah. So, as everyone joined over here, we all know. So, we have not reached out to a lot of partners and all. We have reached out to a very minimal, value added partners of ours who can really work and have shown interest for Cyberbit. So, what we all know about what Bulwark does and all. So, just giving you a gist, like we are in this region for the last like 24 plus years, and we were started in the year called 1999, and we have been a successful information security value added distributors for the region. We have signed with various key security vendors to be able to address the security issues concerns in the region out here, and we work with like 700 plus business partners in the Middle East and India as well. We also have our offices in India, Saudi, and all. Our headquarters mainly based in Dubai. The main thing over here is like we have identified that there are a lot of gap securities and loopholes and concerns in the current security over here. So we have been working with a very best of breed technology vendors to be able to address those gaps, those spaces in the technology over here. Uh, So this is just about Bulwark. We, as I mentioned, we have team over here. We have been present and we have been working dedicatedly for a lot of solution. And one among them, a value added, a best of breed solution that we will be talking today is Cyberbit. A platform where you can that's a simulation platform wherein you can your team, your SOC team, your other teams can run on it and understand what happens when some live attacks are happening. So it's like a practice match for you. You are training yourself, your team, so that when they are in the field and the live movement, they are playing the live game, they know what to do and when to do and all. So along with me, I have from Cyberbit Gamal. Gamal is a regional director of MENA region. And along other than we also have Sheraz Khan, who's a cybersecurity consultant at Cyberbit. So Gamal and Sheraz will be helping us understand about Cyberbit and also the platform and all. So I hand over to Gamal over here.
Thank you, Akhil. Thank you so much, and very good morning to everyone. And thanks for inviting us today. I will do a quick introduction about myself. My name is Gamal Imara. As Akhil mentioned, I'm the regional director for Cyberbit, managing the business across Middle East and Turkey in the past 3 years and a half. Today, we are trying as much as we can. We don't take you in very deep details about the sales and sales slide. Today, I'm going to share with you I will give you overview about the platform, then the use cases, followed by seeing is believing, a live demo by my colleague Shiraz, and then one of the attack scenarios in order for you to understand the experience from trainee perspective and from instructor perspective as well. Allow me to share my screen here. Okay, today I will gonna walk you through Cyberbit platform and introduce the company to you. The Cyberbit is the world leading cyber skills development readiness platform. And why we saying we are the leader? Okay, if you move to the next slide, please, Shiraz. We are the leader because 21 out of the Fortune 100 is our customer. 5 out of the top 10 consulting firm and system integrator, they are our customer. We add 200,000 users every year to our platform, and we deliver 1 million plus exercise session every year. Yeah. Why that we are saying also that we are the leader? Froster Wave, they issue a report at the last December 2023, and they consider us the leader, right? The leader, why? Because we are number one in current offering, number one in strategy, number one in skills development and assessment. We score 5 out of 5 on 17 evaluation criteria out of 21. So this is the reason we are saying that we are the leader in the market. People, they look at it, they look to us very seriously, right? Especially when it comes to our current offering, strategy, and the most important in the skills development and assessment. Next slide, please, Shiraz. I'm choosing some of the selected logos from our customer database, and I'm sure you will be able to recognize all these logos. As I mentioned in my second slide, that we are dominating the consulting firm, especially like Deloitte, Accenture, PwC, KPMG, and international system integrator like Infosys, Wipro. And as you can see, it's a mix of verticals. Like, for example, airline, United Airline, telecom, like Verizon, AT&T, financial institution, like Morgan Stanley, like Bank Muscat, like Eka Bank, like Western Union, like the National Bank of Canada. When it comes, for example, insurance, like MetLife and Target, which is supply chain, and CVS. It's also to the consumer pharmaceutic in US. You will not believe it. Also from hospitality perspective, Accor Hotel, it's one of our customer. People, they are keen to have the skills for their team to defend their network. Next slide, please, Shiraz. We presence in almost 35 countries with the government, where we are helping them to in a nationwide programs, and we are very proud to be the chosen cyber range and skills development for the United Arab Emirates. Next slide, please, Shiraz. As you can see as well from US to the University Cyber Program in NSA and DHS as well. Next slide, Shiraz. We don't stop here, but also we have a very successful track record when it comes to higher education. The platform has been designed and built to take people from zero to hero, from undergraduate, postgraduate, PhD, research center, all the way to advanced program with MODs, intelligence department, and so on. Next slide, please, Shiraz. So, what we need to do, okay, and how can we help the organization to get the maximum benefit and empower their team, right? And this is I'm going to walk you through the 4 pillars of the platform. Next slide, please, Shiraz. Cyberbit built on 4 pillars. The first one, which we call it Spotlight and Cyber Labs. The Spotlight and Cyber Labs, it's a design focus on individuals. So we build the platform to build the skills for individual, whatever skills required. And this is in a short in time Cyber Labs, between 45 minutes to 1 hour. And the reason we do so, because we need to work in specific skills, okay, in individuals, make sure that they learn it, and we give them the skills required. Now we learn the skills. How are we gonna test it, right? To make sure that we learn it fully. That then we are going to test it in the second pillar, which we call it live fire exercise. What is the live fire exercise? It is a full-blown cyber range on demand in hyper realistic, very large network. We host it over AWS. So in the first pillar, labs and spotlight, we learn the skills. In the second pillar, the live fire exercise, we test the skills and train on the live attack simulation as a team. So again, in the labs for individual, live fire as a team. And why we design it this way, we are trying to replicate or mimic the cybersecurity practitioner day-to-day operation. When they work on a SOC, right? And for the incident happen, they work both as everyone as a team in order to defend the network. The third pillar, which is a crisis simulation. We believe that like the technical team, they need to train. Also, the C-level and the manager need to train to train in case of crisis happening. So we have the crisis simulation. It's 360. We do it normal standard like everybody does, which tabletop. This is the standard way. However, we do 360 where we engage in one single crisis simulation, right? The technical team and C-suite and manager, and they exchange information between each other, escalate an incident, the management take a decision, and so on. So this is the reason we make it 360 in order to, again, to replicate and mimic what's happening in the real world. The fourth pillar, which is the benchmark. What is the benchmark and the assessment? Today, you need to benchmark your team compared to the similar organization. For example, if you are banking, you need to see how your team, how your team performance and skills compared to banking sector across the globe. And this is what we do. Not only here, we don't stop here, but also we do an out-of-the-box assessment program for your team based on the job role, NICE, and NIST framework. Next slide, please, Shiraz. The platform, as I mentioned, has been built on the technology standard, MITRE ATT&CK, NICE and NIST framework, and we are integrated with ISC Square in order to make sure that the participant gain CBE credit and they maintain their certificate. Okay, what's in it for the managers? What's in it for the CISO? What the benefit is going to get from Cyberbit? He will be able to quantify and baseline his team skills and definitely benchmark his team, okay, within the cyber industry, right? And the most important, he will be able to identify skill gap, right, and how to mitigate it, right? Then definitely he will be able to align with the MITRE ATT&CK technique, right, framework and NICE work role, and measure the progress. So today I acknowledge the gap and then mitigate the gap and definitely measure the progress. Next slide, please, Shiraz. This is the use cases for Cyberbit, right? The first one, we help organizations to speed up the hiring and optimize the hiring. I'll give you stories in order to understand the reason behind those use cases and how the impact on our customers. We had a guest speaker without mentioning the name, right? They are always in hiring mode because they win a lot of cybersecurity consultation project. And he came and said, guys, in the past, before I used Cyberbit, I used to do 7 interviews in order to hire cybersecurity practitioner. And unfortunately, sometimes I do mishire, which is happen. People, they know how to build a CVs, how to make it very rich, plus they carry a lot of certificate. But when it comes to hands-on, it's a different story. He said that after using Cyberbit, I'm doing only 3 interviews. And those 3 interviews I'm validating. One of them is using Cyberbit to validate the hands-on experience. And this allow me to completely hire the right person, avoid the mishiring, and speed up the hiring process. This definitely, it's costing money. If you optimize the hiring for your customer, you are saving his money. The second use cases which accelerate the onboarding. Today we help our customer to hire the right candidate, right? Normally, when you hire a new one, you need to put them in an onboarding process. This onboarding process, it's different from company to another, but normally it takes from between 3 to 6 months. What we are helping our customer to speed it up based on the job role. If you hire a cybersecurity analyst tier 1, right? We have an onboarding process for tier 1 analyst based on NICE and NIST job role to make it very fast and definitely save time and money. We talk about the hiring for new candidate and the onboarding and how to speed it up. What about the existing team member? How we help our customer? We will help our customer to quantify the skills of the existing team member, right? And assess their performance to make sure based on the job role, right? Based on this assessment, what we do next is to boost the individual skills based on the job role. So we do assessment. You will understand the skills of your existing team. You're going to understand what skills they have and they are strong on it, and what skills they miss. Then we move to the boosting individuals, the skills. We do it in a live fire in the lab to make sure that we empower the existing team. The last use cases which maximize the team readiness, and we do it in a live fire exercise. We make sure that the organization who adopt Cyberbit, their cybersecurity team, they are up to date. They learn every single attack happening out there, especially day zero or whatever, right? And we update our catalog to make sure they are very advanced and aware what's happening. And also not only this, but they practice by themselves. When they practice, they first they see the attack, okay, not in the first time in their network, but they learn it on Cyberbit. They know how to detect it, investigate it, mitigate it. Plus, they enhance their soft skills, communicating with each other, and they reduce the pressure. Next slide, please, Shiraz. What makes us unique and different, right? We are the only vendor in the market helping our customers who adopt the cloud, or they are hybrid between IP and the cloud, on the cloud attack simulation and misconfiguration. Today, we are happy to say that we are helping our customer who is using AWS and Microsoft Azure, and we are coming this quarter with Google Cloud as well. So if you are a customer, if your customer is a fixed IP, we have the very rich catalog for them. If your customer is pure cloud customer, native cloud customer, okay, we have also a content related to the cloud simulation and attack simulation and misconfiguration. If he's even hybrid between both fixed IP and cloud IP, we have also content to cover this. So the three different setup, we are happy to have very rich content to enrich the customer skills. Next slide, please, Shiraz. See, the platform is very rich, where we have content covering multiple foundation skills. And this is just an example for networking fundamental, operating system, incident response, malware analysis, digital forensic, secure coding. And under each category, there is a lot of subcategories and a lot of skills to provide to our customer. This is just an example to show you that how can we help our customer and what area we are covering. Next slide, please, Shiraz. Fine. When it comes to offering, we have a special offering when it comes to Cyberbit for MSSP, right? Or for higher education, or for crisis simulation, or for government, or finance and insurance, and for enterprise. So we have different offering, we have different solutions. That at the end of the day, the platform is the platform. It's covering, it's providing the same content to everyone. However, how to articulate the story, how to make it only focus on the customer sectors or business, right? We have offering to complement your story when you talk to your customer. Next slide, please, Shiraz. As you're aware that not every government entity, they believe in cloud, and they always look to have an on-premise solution. So from Cyberbit, we have both SaaS model and we have on-prem. And the on-prem solution, we normally provide it for the government, military, and so on. But the good idea here, or if you look at it from both sides, you will see that both providing similar experience. The only different is the on-prem can allow the customer to do customization. But other than this, you will be able to use everything and they have the same experience on the SaaS. And we normally push our partner, okay, to go for SaaS for multiple reasons. First of all, it's very cost effective, right? This is the first. Second, it's very easy to enroll, activating the license, and immediately customer can have access to our platform. But to make it simple, we have offering on SaaS or on-prem if the customer need to have an on-prem cyber range. Shiraz, next slide, please. One of the use cases we do with our partner and customer, for example, KPMG, they do cyber workshop as a service for their customer. They do for one of them, we did it recently, is the ransomware cyber range. They open in the registration for their customer. It's paid service, and to join the ransomware workshop to learn ransomware. So this is one of the use cases as well we do. So we have different offering based on the sector: financial, higher education, government, crisis simulation, and so on, MSSP. Plus, we do have the other use cases where we run dedicated cyber workshop with our partner. It's paid workshop, right? But it can be used as a marketing to do branding, okay, for both parties. Next slide, please, Shiraz. Cyberbit, they run 3 different tournaments in yearly basis. It is global, right? One of them for higher education college, one of them for the financial institution, another one for the American Cyber Camp. So it is open for anyone. It's a free of charge, open for anyone to come and participate as a team, right? And this why we are doing this free of charge and why we're doing in a larger scales. We are educating the market how important is the human element when it comes to cyber security operation center. The more the team they practice, they have hands-on, they maintain the existing skills, and they train on a new skills. This is how important for them to run an operation center. So we do this tournament every year, in three different categories: higher education and financial institution, and the American Cyber Cup, open for everyone. Next slide, please, Shaz. I'm done for my presentation. I tried to make it fast, simple, also for you to understand the use cases. And definitely, when my colleague Shiraz walk you through the live demo, right, you will understand more the platform, the capabilities of the platform. Plus, when we run the live attack scenario, I believe today Shiraz is going to show us the ransomware. You will understand the experience from user perspective, from the trainee perspective, and from an instructor perspective. Thanks so much for giving me the time today, and I hope you enjoyed the session and wish you good luck. Thank you.
All right. I'm sharing my screen. I'm sure that everyone are able to see the platform that I'm showing on our screen.
Yes, share us.
Okay, fantastic. So before we get started, I just wanted to take a few minutes and just introduce about myself. So my name is Shiraz Khan. I'm the pre-sales consultant. I'm based out of UAE, mainly handling the pre-sales activity across the Middle East region and Turkey. And I'm happy to see all the partners today in this webinar. So today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly walk you through the platform in terms of the content, how rich it is, just to give you a flavor from the capabilities and offering perspective, where are we? And at the end, I'm going to show you one of the live fire scenario as an example. So I have picked a ransomware simulation. So you will see, but again, it's very high level. So after this workshop, if you have any concerns, if you have any interest in the platform, we can have a separate meeting with you in order to showcase more in-depth capabilities, right? All right, so let me dive into the platform. So what you're seeing on our screen is our SaaS platform. We have two deployment options. One is a SaaS, which is this one, which is running over AWS infrastructure. So we have distributed deployment. We have instances installed across different regions, including Singapore, US, Germany, and so on. We also have a deployment option for customers who prefer to have on-site capabilities. But those are very costly solutions, where customers coming from, let's say, military background, or federal customers or government, they wanted to build on-site cyber range capabilities completely air-gapped. So that's also an option we have. But so today, my focus here is to show you the content using our SaaS platform. So from a journey perspective, we have started our journey in 2015, and we are the first one to launch the cyber range in a market. And after that, we have evolved our platform. We have added a lot of content. We have added crisis simulations. We have added live fire exercises, and so on. Because many organizations, they're using our platform for skill development, mainly for their incident responders, for the SOC team, for the InfoSec team, and so on, in order to assess their technical ability and competencies. A lot of our organizations, they use to assess their effectiveness of their incident response plan, procedures, and SOC playbooks. We have different use cases. A lot of big four consulting firms, they're using our platform for candidate assessment, where they use our platform to assess the technical skills of the new joiners and so on. Higher education, we are very strong. Many of the top 10 universities you have seen in the logos that Kamal presented. They're using our platform mainly for the graduate, for the postgraduate, and they have built the cyber training center using our platform. So what you're seeing here, we have different type of content. As you can see here, we have enterprise mode, we have higher education mode, we have federal mode. Soon we are also adding the vertical specialized into financial institution, BFSI. So this is the platform. I'm going to show you from the marketplace how rich in terms of our content. As you can see here, we have crisis simulation. We have different topics to talk about. So whatever role you carry within your organization, be if you're a DevOps guy, or let's say you are specialized into cloud security, or you have an initiative within your organization to work on the cryptography. So we have a lot of contents to talk about, as you can see here, covering from penetration testing, threat hunting, security analytics, network forensics, and so on. For example, if I show you here, you can see the content that are relevant for the memory forensics related subject. You can see here there are different content. We have spotlights, we have labs, and so on. So these are some of the examples from the memory forensics. Similarly, we have for malware analysis, so where you will be actually dealing with theoretical all the way to the advanced level topic, how to perform malware analysis, right, using statics and dynamic approach, using some of the sandboxing tool, or could be Ghidra in order to uncover the malware. So we will teach you everything. This is one way. We have also a role. Our platform is aligned with a NICE workforce framework, as you can see over here. We have all the 30 roles listed within the platform, be if you're a security architect, or let's say you're a cyber manager, right? So we have all the essentials topic that are relevant for your role, so you can pick and choose. And a lot of organizations, they like to plan their training program based on the NICE workforce framework, because that is a starting point for them in order to assess their maturity of the organization and where are the gaps. So you can have courses that can be undertaken in order to mitigate the skills gap. So mainly from an area for improvement perspective, we can show it to you through the assessment as well. If I keep scrolling, the important part here is the user experience. So we have 4 different type of content to offer. We have spotlights, we have labs, we have live fire exercises, and we have crisis simulation. I'll quickly tell you what are the differences. So I'll start with the spotlights. So spotlights is basically a very short way of learning some of the fundamental of cybersecurity. For example, if you're a fresher, or let's say you have 1 or 2 years of experience and you don't know what is ransomware, you don't know how to perform forensics investigation, right? You don't know what is AWS, how AWS environment can be secure. All theoretical, like audio video based. So we have a rich content here in order to make you capable to understand the fundamental of the cybersecurity topics. I'll not go more into detail, but I'll just keep scrolling, and you can see here there are a lot of things to talk about. For example, autopsy, right? A lot of the freshers, they don't know what is autopsy tool all about, right? It's mainly used for the digital forensics purpose in order to extract the artifacts from the disk image and so on. What is APT40 and so on? So this is some of the topics that you can learn through the spotlights. So we have hundreds of spotlights. Not only this, but Cyberbit, they carry a research. So every month we publish a threat report. So this is mainly focusing on the top 10 threat across the globe. This could be any emerging threats or zero-day exploits. So we have a team, researchers, who continuously scroll over the dark web and look for the latest TTPs, the latest attack. Recently, like for example, yesterday I've heard about the news about the HSLR. He got hacked with the Lockbit ransomware group, right? So this is an example. So this is how we add into our platform in order to educate customers. So this is one way. We have second type of learning experience for practitioner is a lab. So by the name itself, it's not theoretical, it's all hands-on. As you can see here, spotlights are basically like 10 to 30 minutes in terms of duration. But the labs are 1 hour standard, or could be more than 1 hour, depending upon the complexity of the topic. So as you can see here, we have 100 plus labs focusing on individual skills, be if it is related to MITRE ATT&CK upscaling, or building techniques and tactics relevant to the attacker, or building a mindset of like the cyber adversary. So we have those sort of labs. We also have a lot of labs on the AWS security. As you can see over here, we have labs on network forensics. Where you will be actually working with some machines like VMware, or you will have some security tools like Splunk, let's say, as an instance, and you will be doing some response to the lab topics. I will show you one of the labs, how it looks like. So for example, this is the AWS lab. So here you will be learning what is VPC and networking. So this is, you have an overview of the labs. You have external resources where you can go and get familiar with the AWS concepts. You have the objectives, what you will be gaining from this exercise, the skill sets before you get into these labs, and what are the nice case it is that you will be experiencing throughout this exercise. From the architecture perspective, because labs are very small, because it's an individual lab, so you don't expect a very large network, but you will have a machine which you will be logging in, and you will have an AWS access. So you are actually logging into the live AWS portal. We will share with you the credentials and everything, and we will teach you how to create a VPC and how to create your own network within the AWS. This is just one example. We have several of the labs where you will be actually specialize during the AWS environment by applying some security controls. So be if it is related to CloudTrail or using some of the security elements within the AWS, so you will do that. And if I keep scrolling, there are many content to talk about. We have courses relevant to OSPA top 10. We have AWS again. We have a lot of courses for the forensics related investigation using SIS internal suite, for example. We have courses where you will be actually working on the threat intelligence. So we provide you open MISP platform in order to correlate the information you have, and you will be basically looking at the artifacts and the IOCs from the database. Not only this, but you will be also disseminating this information to the community. So we have those sort of labs here, as you can see here. Some of the labs, as you can see here, 1 hour, and some of them are like 1 hour 15 minutes to depend. Again, there are like labs which are talking about the common attack types, where you will be actually dealing with some malware, some Trojan. Not only this, but you will be also getting an opportunity to create your own malware, your own exploit. You can simulate your own payloads, right, in order to simulate an attack. So this could be a SQL injection attack, or simulating your own ransomware script, and so on. So there are many things to talk about. So this is from the lab perspective. Then we have live fire exercises. Live fire exercises is different compared to labs and spotlight, what I have talked about. So I hope you understood the difference. So the lab is for individual, but the live fire exercise is not individual. This is a team-based exercise. Live fire exercise are real world cyber incident that we have learned from the breach that happened to many of the organizations across globe. As you can see here, we have scenarios ranging from double extortion, APT35, insider threat, where the malicious rogue users is trying to exfiltrate all the confidential information from the organization. You have different ransomware attacks. You can see here. So we have scenarios that covers supply chain, let's say supply chain based attacks, service disruption like DOS and DDoS, data exfiltrations, and so on. So we have dozens of scenarios, and these scenarios are not easy one, like the labs, because these scenarios are real attacks happening on a very large network, and you'll be using the commercial security tools. But if I keep scrolling, you can see there are many scenarios, and those are very advanced scenarios, depending upon what is your area of interest. I want to show you one of the ransomware scenario here. Yeah, so this is one of the scenario, Sherlock ransomware. We in fact have not six, actually seven ransomware scenario, different variants. Let's say a rebel group, for example, Lockbait, AppSignalRat. We have different scenarios, even in the ransomware attack. So you can pick and choose the right one. I'm just showing you the one vanilla ransomware scenario. So this scenario name is Sherlock ransomware. As you can see here, you have the overview of what this scenario all about. We have the attack flow. So we use the hyper-realistic simulation platform. So everything from the traffic generation, from the traffic generator all the way to the attack machine is built in within the platform. So you don't have to simulate anything manually. We give customers options, different network options to choose from. Some customers they prefer to have Splunk Enterprise Security. Some customers they like QRadar. Some customers they like other SIM tools. So we have different options. I will show you that. So in this exercise, we have Checkpoint with ArcSight, we have Palo Alto with Splunk, and we have QRadar with Palo Alto. I want to show you how the architecture looks like for one of the live fire scenarios. So as you can see here, in this scenario, we have McAfee EPU, we have QRadar as a SIM, we have Cortex SOAR platform from Palo Alto, and so on. The network is quite huge. I'll show you when I will run the live ransomware simulation, but just wanted to give you a glimpse of the architecture. It's not a small network like a one or two machine, what you have seen in the labs. This is pretty much the same architecture that you see in the production network. So you have two firewall like Palo Alto. These are the virtual Palo Alto firewall. We use the licensed version of the firewall. We don't use any 30 days evaluation license or community version. As you can see here, we have different segments connected to the firewall. You have user segment running mix of Windows and Linux machine. We have a SIM segment over here. You can see here we have server segment running some critical applications like Exchange server, domain controller, DHCP services, and so on. We have different segments like web, DMZ, and we have simulated internet from where the bad actors are getting in and targeting your organization. All these machines which you see here are live machines. They're talking with each other. So you will have the realistic experience working on a large network, having the live traffic and the attack. So that gives you a great experience. What we do during the live fire exercises, because we expect this to be a team exercise, so we encourage organization to bring the team from cross-functional team. Let's say the firewall admin, the system admin, the SOC team, or could be from the infosec team. So we bring all of them, and by design we support up to maximum 12 participants in a single live fire exercise. So they will be working collectively on a common objective. So what we expect from the live fire exercise is basically four things. One is preparation phase. So we follow NIST incident response life cycle. So you'll be working on the preparation. You will see all the processes, all the procedures, and security controls are in place. Then you'll be doing collectively investigation on the network to detect the attacks. You will be taking mitigation, containment. You will be initiating your containment strategies and recovery, and post incidents. What you have learned, what things goes bad. So it's like a full postmortem of the scenario. Okay, so we have the sensors built in within each of our scenarios, which track your performance in real time in terms of your skills level. how good you are in identifying the root cause, and what actions did you took in order to stop or mitigate the attack. So everything is recorded. We have a very good leaderboard. So once you finish the exercise, the leaderboard is presented. I will show you that during the scenario demonstration. And this is a 4-hour scenario. So all of our life exercises are lengthy in terms of the time. Some scenarios you have 3 hours, some scenarios you have more than 4 hours, right? And the booking process is quite simple. You can book this through crisis simulation, or you can book it as a standalone technical exercise. Let's say I want to book this with a crisis simulation exercise. So booking with a crisis simulation exercise will have 2 virtual rooms, one for the executive and one for the SOC team, where the SOC team will be doing the full investigation and escalating the incident to the leadership team. And leadership team, basically based on the SOC team escalation, they will be taking a step. This could be immediate or long-term effect of the cyber attack. So there will be challenges, some questions related to the organization, and this you will see everything live in the ransomware scenario. So you can select, let's say, for example, whichever the network you like, and you can select your time zone. You can invite the SOC team and executive team. I'll show you how it looks like, and then you can bring the SOC team or the executive team from the license if you have purchased, and you can run whether you want this as a guided training or as a self-training. You have an option to do that, and you can book. The moment you book, the participants, they will receive a notification email that the exercise is booked on so and so date and time. So you will be joining as a practitioner or a trainee at that time. I also want to show you the tools we have. So these are some of the known security vendors we have within our platform, as you can see here, from AWS, Azure Sentinel, Carbon Black EDR, Checkpoint, Cisco we have, CrowdStrike we have. So the list is huge. So you can use this tool in the context of labs and live fire exercises. So it's also good for organization if they have never learned about the Splunk, how to build a query syntax within the Splunk, or how to use the Palo Alto firewall, or let's say how to use the Carbon Black EDR. So they will learn even the security tools as well. So that's the beauty, and we don't charge explicitly for this security tools. It's all bundle part of the subscription. We are also adding a lot of tools. We have recently added Fortinet. We are coming up with Google Chronicle in a 2 to 3 months time frame. We are also adding Google Cloud as a third cloud provider within our platform. We also have a lot of red team content. So we are not only focusing on the blue team side, but we also have the content where we teach you everything from the ABCD, what is ethical hacking. So starting with the spotlights, teaching you some hands-on labs, how to crack the passwords, how to enumerate or how to discover the network using Nmap tools and so on. And then we will take you to a larger picture where we will ask you to simulate an attack. So we will give you a challenge where you will be actually really performing SQL injection attack or a ransomware attack as an ethical hacker. So we are also very strong when it comes to ethical hacking. So this is one thing from the marketplace. We have another way to get the courses in a more structured way. A lot of organizations, they have a requirement to prioritize their training program based on the topics or based on the roles each individual they have. So that's there is another way. As you can see here from the courses, we actually call this as the learning program. So you can see here we have the courses starting from basics, and everything is mapped within each of these courses. So so let's say the subject matter expert from Cyberbit, they have designed this in order to understand the market requirements. So for example, if the customer is interested in learning Linux investigation, or let's say analyzing network protocol using Wireshark, so we have a lot of courses over here. We also have CompTIA content. We have CompTIA Security Plus, we have Network Plus, and Security Analyst. 3 courses we have with CompTIA, and it is aligned with the CompTIA syllabus. So if anyone is interested in taking CompTIA certification, we have the full content starting from basics all the way to the advanced level courses. So this will help you in preparing yourself for the CompTIA certification. We have courses like incident response, ethical hacking. We have courses for cybersecurity managers and so on. I want to show you one of the course. For example, we have also Cisco ASA firewall. So we use Cisco Firepower. So we'll teach you everything, how to configure the NAT rules, how to use the how to configure access control list on firewall and so on. And then we have more expert level courses dealing with malware analysis, Active Directory forensics. I will show you basic malware analysis as one example. I will respond to the questions which the participants they have raised at the end. So let me first finish the demo, and then I will take a questions one by one. Okay. So this is malware analysis topic where you see here it's an 8-hour 30 minutes course. Then this has 23 units, and you can see here we have everything starting from introduction to malware, how to perform static analysis, how to look for different strings, what is P, how we can use other tools in order to check the malware patterns within the files, right? So we have full content for malware analysis. This is just as an example. You can also create your own learning program if you like, and if you think the out of the box is not meeting a business requirement, so you can also do that. I will show you that in a minute. You also have the learning program based on the role you have. So for example, if you're a tier 2 analyst or a tier 1 analyst or a principal consultant, so we have a full program for you also. If I click here on the tier 2 analyst, so this is a very good use case. So many organizations, they want to onboard the SOC analyst, and to speed up the process, they can assign this program. So make sure that the new joiner, he's up to the speed and he can start contributing soonest. So they can assign this program and all the methodology, the tools, the techniques required for the tier 2 analysts. So they will be equipped by undertaking this course. And this is 50 to 54 hours in duration and 25 minutes. And this has 45 units, as you can see here. So the course is made of spotlights, labs, and live fire exercises. So this is one way. Also, if you want to see how we can customize the course, you have an option here, create new. For example, you want to build a threat hunter course. So you can pick and choose, you can define. So I'm just mentioning now any random digits here. So you can decide. You can pull, you can extract what are the courses relevant to the threat hunter from the marketplace. So it will list down all the relevant courses. For example, you have selected some of these courses. You have selected 4 courses here, and then you can add the objectives. So what are the objectives the threat hunter is going to get from this? So you can pick and choose from this drop down options you have from here. You can also define your own prerequisites for the practitioners in order to have basic skills before they get into this program. So you can select this and you can save. The moment you save here, you can anytime you can remove, add the courses if you like, and you can assign this to your trainee or a group of people. For example, you can see here. If I want to assign this to Claire, I have an option to set the start date and end date. I can do that, and I, as a manager, I can assign this program and track the progress of these courses that I have assigned to Claire over time. So this is also a very good option for the managers. The third thing I want to show here is the MITRE attack. We have MITRE ATT&CK matrices built in within the platform. As you can see here, I'm using my demo account. That's why you see everything is red. But you can also, so what this is trying to represent here, it's a readiness graph for an organization. Okay, but I can also pick and choose to check the MITRE ATT&CK performance on individual basis. For example, I want to check how each individual is doing, how good they are in specific techniques or sub techniques. So I can also select that. Now you can see the moment I have selected one of the individual, Bradley, I can see here this has a very nice now color code, right? And you can see there are different colors. Green represent Bradley is very good in one of these sub technique. Red indicates there are still area for improvement in order to build that expertise. So as you can see here, if I hover my mouse here, I can see here the system itself giving me an option to create a course that are relevant to this sub technique. So this is one of the sub technique in the reconnaissance, gather victim organization information. I can go here, I can create a course. So now this will have all the IDs and whatever the techniques that are matching as per the platform content, it will show to you on a screen. So that's also another way. I want to show you the nice case it is. We have another way where if you wanted to have the training program based on different departments within your organization. So you have OPSEC team, you have InfoSec team, and you have the cyber team, cyber defense team, right? So you can assign the courses here. The moment you assign the license, you can assign what are the nice role each individual will have. You can see the heat map here, right? I can see here, for example, this is my this is like cyber defense incident responder as one of the role we have in the NICE. If I click here, and this is all customizable, so you can anytime build your own bespoke roles here, and you can assign the case cities. So case cities stand for knowledge, skills, abilities, and tasks, as you can see here. So what I'm showing you now here is cyber defense incident respond as a role, and how many trainees, how many individuals they are part of this role. So as you can see here, I can also check individual performance. I can see here, and I can also prioritize. I can also set my own case cities if I like. That option is available through the edit parameters. You can see here, I can check anytime what skills case cities I want to apply, so I can be very straight to the specific role, not giving them a lot of areas which they are not looking for or relevant for. Okay, so I want to show you one last thing about the manager dashboard. So from the platform, you can look at the performance of your organization. So we have readiness graph that shows the maturity of your organization, where you're standing in terms of your preparedness. Then you have the MITRE ATT&CK completion ratio, and you have the overall score for your organization. So this is being calculated automatically based on your performance. The team is showing through different labs and live fire exercises. Also, you can also, as a manager, can track the progress of what you have assigned to your team members. So you have the details of the courses conducted in the February month, the total training session, and what are the upcoming and courses that are overdue or will due soon. So you can see here. I want to take example of Laura. So you as a manager, what you can do, you can also get more in detail specific to each individual performance instead of seeing the organization value. So what I'm seeing here is the LoRa performance. I can see what are the courses assigned from his or her manager and what are the pending units. I can also see the personal achievements tab here. So his score is 88 against his team. I can see his personal achievement within the MITRE ATT&CK and what exercises he completed in past. So you can see here everything in the history dashboard. the name of the exercise, whether if it is a lab or live file, and the scoring, and when this was completed. So, for example, selective ransomware. This has been completed recently, 2nd of Feb. Let me see here. So, if I'm interested as a manager to look at her performance, I can extract the debriefing report. I can see how she performed in a team exercise. I can see the scoring, which is 99. So we have a scoring in the range of 1 to 100. And this exercise is a 4-hour exercise, but she took 2 hours and 12 minutes to complete the scenario. We have the timeline from the time the scenario has started and what things took place. You can see here what artifacts she has uploaded. You have the quiz sections here. You have the CP credits. So our platform is affiliated with the IC Square. So whenever you take the labs or the live fire exercise and you score minimum 60% as a threshold, we have kept it within our platform. You are eligible for the CP credits, and this is all taken care on behalf of you. So at the end of every month, we submit the CP credits to IC Square. If you're a member of the IC Square, let's say if you're CISSP certified, so you know better, you have to accumulate CP points over the 3 years duration. And what artifacts she documented during this investigation. So if I click here, I can see during the live fire exercise, she has came up with a lot of findings. There was like a password spraying attack. There was some malicious Python scripts. There was like a dropper being used through the file, which has a macro executions through some of the document. I can see here also some persistency technique being used by the cyber adversary and so on. And what remediation action she took in order to stop the attack. So, for example, like she deleted some email from the Exchange server. She deleted some TARS file from the SQL instance. So a lot of response action she took in order to stop the attack. And this is all she did live in the network during the live fire exercise in order to stop from this attack. So as you can see here, this is the debriefing report. And what you can do, you can share this report with your leadership team or the SOC manager or the VC. So in order to justify the investment that you have made for the platform and how your team is progressing over time by undertaking some of these courses. So you can also generate a self-report. You have an option here that will allow you. I want to show you now one of the scenario ransomware, and then we'll have the Q&A. I'll try to respond every questions, okay? So this is the last part of our session. So I'm going to show you the live fire exercise, how it looks like from the practitioner perspective, just to give you an experience how the live fire works. Okay, so I'm running one of the scenario called Absinol Red. This is a scenario, but you will not see the real name because I'm logging in as a trainee. We don't share the real information of the exercise. The moment I logged in here, and I'm running this exercise in conjunction with the crisis simulation exercise. So this is how you see the user interface from the trainee perspective. So the moment the trainee they log in into the live fire exercise based on what manager have scheduled for them. This is an optional scenario. So the trainee they will discover that something is wrong and they have to take an action. So in this scenario, there is a SOC team and your shift has just begun and you're the member of the organization Acme Inc. And you have some information like one of the machine is acting strange. And which machine is this? This is WS Win10 CNT1. And some of the team they have escalated that they discover a ransom note on this machine, and that's the only information you have. You don't have more information. So what you have to do, you as a cybersecurity professional, you have to look into this attack, if this is a real ransomware attack or if this is a false positive, right? And if this is a real attack, is it the only CNT1 machine being infected with the ransomware, or there are more machines? So did the attacker propagate it across my network? You have to check that. Is any of my data being leaked to the hacker? You have to check for the data exfiltration. So you'll be working across the kill chain, right? You will be seeing all the tools and all the systems you are actually going to utilize during the live fire scenario, and you are going to investigate. In this scenario, you have a lot of information. You'll be using Carbon Black EDR. You have a couple of tools like Wireshark, for example, sys internal suites, and so on. This is the architecture you will have in this scenario, very similar to what I have shown you previously. How to access the network, you have the credentials over here. So in this instance, you have Splunk, Palo Alto. As you can see here, we have the full breakdown of the machines with the username and password. We have videos also. If someone don't know what is Xenos tool, what is Carbon Black, so it's a good opportunity for them to learn some basics of this tool. And then we have the mission phase over here. So mission phase is where all the team member, they are going to document their findings or what they have discovered. They have to add their findings. So in this exercise, they have like 12 tasks to be completed. The 6 tasks in the detection and analysis. They have 1 response task, and they have 5 remediation tasks. How to add the findings is very simple. You have to click on the button add new finding, and the moment you clicked on it, you will see there are a couple of options which you have to pick and choose the right 5 ones. Not all of them are relevant, but you have to look for the right 5 ones. For example, if you have seen any ransomware activities, for sure you have seen the file name being changed to the attacker group, right? So you have to mention that. Okay, which host did you discover the attack was only one many machine? So for example, I'll tell you, epsilon red is the this is the file. This is a new file type being appended on each of the file, and all of the machines got infected. And the moment you select here, check me, if the answers are correct, you will be scored accordingly. But you can have multiple attempts. There is no penalty. This is one simple example, but there are a lot of findings you have to add, and those findings are not very straightforward. For example, you have to define, you have to put all the right information, and this information can only be available once you have a thorough investigation of the attack. I want to show you each one of the team member can also have their own SOC station. So this is a SOC station they will have. So you have 12 team members, or maybe you can have 5 or 8. So each team member, they will have their own SOC workstation. So this is the SOC workstation. Okay, the moment I clicked, I came to this page. So this is my SOC workstation, and now what I have done here, I have actually logged into a couple of tools. I can show you. So I have access Splunk Enterprise Security. I have access Carbon Black EDR. I have access Palo Alto Firewall. Sorry, this actually put me out. I will add. So now I'm accessing Palo Alto Firewall. I can also have the same tab from the SOC workstation. As you have seen from the previous screen, this is the architecture, this is the credential. So what do we expect? So the team members, they will be logging, we will delegate the task. Okay, hey, you log into Splunk, hey, you check the EDR, hey, you look at the systems. If there's a real ransomware attack, look at the event. So this is how we delegate. So we call this as a role play exercise. So this not only helps the organization technical team to assess their ability, but also this will develop their soft skills in essentially like critical thinking, how to handle the pressure, how to efficiently escalate the incident to your executive team, and so on. So this is a SOC team here. I'll not go more into detail, but just I wanted to show you how things works here. These tools are real. I'm checking, the source IP, the destination IP, and this is giving me a lot of information. I have the Carbon Black EDR tool here. I'm just showing you this is all integrated with the end user machine, Windows machine. So I can show you here. You can see here. I can take live response action. in order to make my investigation much faster. So we have that live response capabilities also built in within the live fire exercises. So without logging to the machine, you can directly extract the artifacts from the EDR tool. That's also very cool options we have. We have firewall here with all the policies, with all the logs ingested. It's a live traffic is going through the firewall, so you can monitor all the traffic from the source to destination, what ports and protocols, and you'll be responsible to check for all the communications and so on. The Splunk is fully injected with the logs. The logs are parsed, so we have all the elements within the architecture that I have showed you. It's all sending the logs in a normalized way through the syslogs, and you can see here the logs are ingested. The moment I have actually tried to use one of the query where the internal user 100.12, this is again the same CNT1 machine talking to the attacker IP address, and I can see a lot of information here. Just to give you a realistic experience, I can see some data exploitation happening from this IP to the attacker IP address. And you can see here 99% of the traffic is FTP based. So you can imagine there is a bulk of amount being leaked from these machines. I can take live response action. I can show you the processes are live. So in any ransomware scenario, you can see how the attack works, right? But the most important thing here is the CNT1 machine. Is that machine really a victim of ransomware? What I've did, I have actually RDP'd the network. This is 100.12 machine, and the moment I logged in, I can see there is a ransom node being displaying on a machine. So this node is very similar to Rebel Group. You can see here, but I need to cross check. I need to check if this machine is really a ransomware victim, and how I will do that. I can quickly go here. I can see here, yes, this machine is having an attack, could potentially ransomware. I can see here the file server. I can also look if my file server is also encrypted, and I can see here a lot of information. All files are encrypted, right? This is, yes, this is a ransomware attack. So now you as a SOC analyst, you have to investigate. So you have a lot of tools, you have a lot of techniques which you are going to use during this investigation and come up with your own findings and answers, and then you have to solve this full mission phase. Not only this, you will also take a step to stop this attack. So this can be blocking rules on firewall, or banning some hash of the file through EDR tools, and so on. So, or any simply deleting the malicious process from the systems. So we have the sensors which checks if you run whatever changes you have made. This will see if you have made any corrections, like whether you have deleted something, which the system expect you to do that. In this scenario, we expect you to recover the backups. If you have the backups in place, this is again a good solution instead of paying the ransom to the hacker. So everything is simulated here. It's going to be fun, honestly speaking. It's not an easy scenario, but we want to put you in a stress test and check your ability, how you will respond in case if you face a real ransomware scenario, right? You have a scoring system over here. You have full solution guide. This can be configurable if manager want to give you access. But in most of the like test scenarios, nobody no from the training they will not have the solution guides and so on. So this is one part of it, and then you complete the mission phase here, and then you go to the quiz sections. I want to show you one last. For example, this is my carbon black idiot. I want to see everything, how things is going on. So I'm checking here. What I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to check because ransomware, they deal with a lot of file modifications, right? So I want to see how the process started and so on. This will help me to understand. Okay, so maybe I'm just putting some wrong file name, otherwise it should show up everything here. So this is just a demonstration of the capabilities that we have here. On the side note, I also have the crisis simulation exercises. But what I have did before I get into the demo, I escalated some incident to my leadership team. So I have notified my leadership team about this attack. So I have an option. For example, you can also choose. So like let's say one machine I have already escalated that this machine is part of ransomware attack, but there are 3 more machines, so I can define the severity level to my executive team, and I can see I can put some notes and submit this. So 3 more machines. So what I'm trying to show you now is the crisis simulation exercises. And you can submit this. If there is a facilitator or the executive, they will see everything live, what is coming from the SOC team. I want to switch this to executive exercise. So I have an account that I can manage. I can be in a trainee or manager role. So I can switch back and forth. Just 5 minutes, and then we'll have the question and answer. This is the executive team. Okay. So here you have the backgrounds about the crisis simulation. We are simulating Acme Techscape is one of the IT company in the US. We have some discussion questions here. So this is how our crisis simulation user interface looks like. So whatever the SOC team escalated the events, the executive team, they are going to see those events from the SOC team, from the SOC room here. So what we anticipate here, the board member, they will be taking role of crisis management team, and they will be dealing with the strategic objectives of the attack. This can be immediate or long-term impact of the attack, and they will see some injects. Those are relevant to communication, containment strategy, or do we pay the ransom or not? Or do we involve the regulators to get them intimated about the recent breach that happened? So you see here, some of these questions are padlocked, some of them are like open. So these padlock questions are basically the questions that are unlocked from the SOC team based on the escalation that we have seen. We have 3 metrics here: data integrity, reputation, and business continuity. This is all customizable. I'm just using this for as a demonstration purpose, but you can set your own metrics that make more sense to your organization. And you will see the moment when the executive they respond to each of these questions. Okay, you will see live impact on the performance of the organization. So for example, let's say this is one of the questions relevant to containment, and I'm saying I want to isolate the affected machine. What will be the impact if I select these options, right? I can see the business continuity seems to be very good, but the data integrity and the reputation is also good. And you have seen the moment I have selected this option, right? You have seen the graph, because each organization, they have their different response, their playbooks, their executive playbooks, and so on, and most importantly, their legislation they are binding to. So you can build your own crisis simulation from scratch. You also have options to run the crisis simulation as a standalone exercise if you don't want to run with your SOC team. That option is also available. So this is how we conduct the crisis simulation. And we also have the rich media, so we can show everything to you. Just I want to show you one example. So just a short video. I don't want to continue for 46 seconds, but just wanted to show you each of these injects. It has its own information. If I move, if I show you, there will be questions related to the ransom demand. And if you don't pay the ransom to the attacker is actually uh, targeting. Yes, here. So the questions. So you have a lot of things to discuss. So this create a crisis-like situation for your executive team, because you will be dealing with the data backups recovery, or paying the ransom or not, containment strategy, what is your communication, how you're going to deal with your stakeholders, do you have the PR officers? So those sort of injects we built it is built in within the crisis simulation exercises, and also this can be customized. I'm done from this demo. If you have any questions, I'm happy to respond to you. So let me stop sharing my screen. Let me see who has a question so we can respond.
I think we have a question here from Imran Ghafoor, who has mentioned that do you deal in data risk assessment and management?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we don't have a proper risk management program here, because mainly what we focus is on the cyber defense side, covering the technical exercises. But we do have some theoretical content where we focus on the risk management aspect, right? Business continuity. So we have a couple of chapters focusing on the build for the crisis management team, for the executive team. So they will be understanding the risk management concept, but you are expecting something around data risk management. Let's say what is ALE, what is annual recurrence cost, or what is risk registers, and so on. So with those, we don't have those topics included within the platform. I hope that answers your question. Any question?
Thank you, Shahraz. I think we would still request our esteemed partners to please kindly address their questions to all the panelists in the chat section.
Yeah, we still have a couple of minutes. If you have any doubts, you can send through chat. I'm happy to respond. Yeah, thank you, Akhil. So we highly encourage you to fill in the feedback form, just to know how we can improve better. And if you have any suggestion, let us know. The purpose of today's webinar is to just educate you who we are in terms of the offering, the capabilities. I have showed you one of the ransomware as an example. We have a lot of things to talk about. We have many different scenarios. And if you see, there is a real value of bringing Cyberbit platform to your customers, be if it is higher education or large enterprise or financial institution. We are more than happy. Get in touch with our distributor. Akhil is the product manager from Bulwark. So we can join you for a meeting or for a POC to your customers. So we're happy to support you.
A heartfelt note of thanks to you, Shehraz, and to Gamal too as well for this highly informative session also. I'm sure it has provided a huge amount of information on Cyberbit to our valued partners too as well. So I take this opportunity to provide my heartfelt note of thanks to our valued partners too as well for taking their time off to attend this session. And please do find some time to fill out the feedback evaluation form at the end of the webinar to help us understand how to address your requirements. And please do be in touch with us in case you have any requirements or questions. Hill and the Cyberbit team would be there to assist you at all times. So I take this opportunity to thank you and the Cyberbit team for this webinar session. And I hope we have a great day ahead, and we hope to see you in our future engagements too as well. Thank you.